Does a woman have to be superwoman in these new family units that we're now seeing?
Well, we got to define superwoman. What does that mean?
She has to be multi-purposeful. She has to not just be the provider. She has to be the father at times. She has to be the nurturer at times. There's a lot happening now because, so we were speaking with Pat Reed, your husband, not too long ago. And we were talking about the function of a man in modern day society and in the family unit, and how that's missing, the impact of a man in the family unit on their children, mainly the sons. And he was talking about his experience and seeing his father, and how that was the template for the kind of man he became, kind of thing. A woman now has to pick up that slack because some men don't step into that role. And the way I see it is that women have to become superwomen.
All right.
And what are your thoughts on that?
It's a challenging one, right? You've explained the way how society has evolved, and in some family units, one person, generally the woman, takes on more responsibility than the man, generally because he's absent for whatever reason. She's become superwoman because of the circumstance, not necessarily by choice. And one of the challenging things about that is that we have lone parents, single mothers in some instances, doing an incredible job. I've come from a single parent household. My mum has done an amazing job, but she couldn't replace my dad.
No.
There are some things that she couldn't teach me. There are some things in that household that I needed to see a man do. I needed to hear how he responds. I needed to see that. And same for my brother. I mean, I don't want to speak on his behalf, but from my perspective, that's what I saw. I mean, I do, I spoke about this earlier on. I have a lot of mentoring clients that I work with, and I remember one day speaking to one of my clients, and she was just beside herself. She was crying. I said, what's the matter? Oh my gosh, I'm a bad mum. I'm like, why are you a bad mum? She said, because I was teaching my son to go to the toilet. And she's saying this through her tears. I'm mimicking her tears. She said, I was teaching my son to go I was potty training my child, and her older child, who was 8 years old, bust into the bathroom and said to her, look what you're doing. You're not even teaching him right. That's not how men go to toilet. So she came to see me. We were doing an event, and so she comes to the event after being told by her 8-year-old son that she's not a good mum because she put her 2-year-old boy to sit on the toilet, and her 8-year-old is saying to her, that's not how we go to the toilet. But she's doing what she knows to be right. She's doing the best that she can. And so if you want to label that super, then yes, they are super by reason of the circumstance that they're in. They're not going to drop the ball. It's easy for a guy to walk away, but has he really walked away? What he's walked away from is the woman, not the child. And sometimes women use that as a bat, or as a weapon. That's the word I'm looking for. As a weapon, they weaponize their children, which, I think a certain type of woman does that. And I'm not talking about abusive situations. I'm not referring to men who are abusive to the child and the mum. I'm talking about women who are not able to move past. He loves the child, but not me. Therefore, let me weaponize my child. So, if you want to call that super, she's wearing multiple hats because she's got to make life work.
She's just got to make it happen. So I too was raised by a single mother, and there's one thing that I've always said to myself is that on Father's Day, I remember giving my mum a gift, and I said, Mum, happy Father's Day. It was a beautiful moment, but it was the worst thing I could do because my dad should have been there. And I do know the impact of not having a male role model around, kind of thing. Talk about...
But hold on, can I just interject on
Go
that
ahead.
point? And I understand the sentiments of what you've done. And, that's right for you and the relationship that you have with your mum. But I, as a woman, would never celebrate another woman on Father's Day. It just doesn't sit well with me personally. To others, 100%, if that's what they do. Because I think it's taken away from the role that a man plays in the life of his child on Father's Day. 100%, I'm celebrating my mum. Whatever she needs, I'm thanking her for everything that she's done, for being there, for the discipline. Ouch. For the discipline, let me say that again. But she couldn't take the role of my dad.
Yeah, she couldn't.
And so I'm not going to celebrate her on Father's Day. I'm going to give her everything and more on Mother's Day,
and her birthday,
everything,
every other day,
on all of those. But I understand where it's coming from, but I don't think it does justice to the fathers who are playing a role, or it almost feels like we are saying to our children, you don't need your dad. Yes, you do.
You do.
100% you do. So celebrating your mum on that day indirectly says you don't need your dad. I can't reconcile that just yet.